Hello, can you hear
Hey,
me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Hey,
Am I live on the show now?
you are live.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Well,
Hi! I was not prepared to be
hi.
live today. Hi! Hi!
Welcome to Personality Speaking, where the tea is always hot. My name is Karen Ward. I'm an advanced certified personality trainer and speaker. I'm the host of Personality Speaking. I'm a personality coach and the author of the book Couple for Life Overcoming Personality Differences in Marriage. This show is focused on helping you build healthier, stronger relationships through the understanding of the personalities. So, we talk about all things personality as it relates to relationships. We will focus on the four personality styles, which was developed by Florence Littauer, or the late Florence Littauer. And she looks at four distinct personality styles: the popular sanguine, the powerful choleric, the perfect melancholy, and the peaceful phlegmatic. To learn more about these terms, you can go to my website, Beyond Two. That's BeyondTwollC.com. Now, I'm excited. Tonight's show, I just have to let you know that tonight's show is pre-recorded. You'll see the ticker going across. Although Wybitra is here live with me, and we probably could have done this live, but I was a little concerned because I'm not in my home office, whether we would have good service or not. So we pre-recorded it, but we're going to be chatting live with you in the comments. So whatever questions or comments you have, we're going to answer them in the comments. And we may even chat a little bit at the end of this if she's willing to do so, or, we have some other things we might want to cover. But anyway, let me tell you about my sister friend, Wybitra Jordan. I love this sister. This is my sister from another mister. Welcome, Wybitra, to the show.
Thank
I'm,
you for having me.
I'm excited that you're here. Wybitra Jordan is one of the most prominent African American female executive business owners in DC, Maryland area, making history. Hello, it should be saying her story as the first African American owner of a professional business park. Let me make sure I'm getting, because I don't want to be messing up here. Professional business park in Prince George's County, Maryland. She is the CEO of the top two businesses in the complex, including the Home Team Realty Group, which is a luxury boutique brokerage. That's what I'm talking about. When I say luxury, okay? Wybitra has over 28 years of leadership experience running successful staffs and teams over 100 people for both federal and contract employees during her time as a senior executive in federal service. Wybitra was a senior executive by the age of 40. Girl, what? You don't even look 40 now. And mentored new senior executives for government agencies, including the Office of Personnel Management, Department of Commerce, and other new corporate executives and companies. She is a sought after business executive, bringing over 28 years of coaching and consulting experience to the table. Wybitra has been featured on Fox DC, WJLA, News Channel 8, and ABC 7, News Channel 4, and WUSA 9, Black Enterprise Magazine, Speakers Magazine, and The Afro. She's also the executive director of Jacob's Ladder Foundation. I'm sorry, I lost my little spot here. That's what happens when you
You're
read.
doing good, girl. You're doing good.
Thank you. A nonprofit serving families in Prince George's County and surrounding areas. Her work in community includes partnerships with corporate organizations like Staples, other nonprofit including United Communities Against Poverty, one of the largest in Prince George's County. Um, Girls Speak, among others. Okay, Girls Speak. Wybitra has committed herself to uplifting the communities where she lives and works in whatever way she can. As a business owner, as a business consultant, she helps people grow and develop teams, coaches executives at all levels of business. She conducts interview prep for mid to late career transitions, in addition to financial business consulting. Whoo, girl, you doing it all. Her clients are thriving in business in both government and private industry. She is truly a one-stop shop. Welcome, Wabitra, to Personality Speaking. I love you. I love you. I love you.
You know, I love you too. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy you're here. So I'm going to play a recording. We recorded this last week. But like I said, we're going to be live in the comments. So any questions or comments you have, please post them. We're going to answer them. I'm going to feature them. But meanwhile, enjoy the segment. I hope you really do. Speaking, where the tea is always hot. My show is dedicated to helping you build healthier, stronger relationships through the understanding of the personalities. This show airs each Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In case you don't know me, my name is Karen Ward. I'm an advanced certified personality trainer. I am a personality coach, coaching you through some of your life challenges and difficulties, and the author of the book Couple for Life: Overcoming Personality Differences in Marriage. Go to my website, get your copy. This show focuses on the personality trait theory that was developed by the late and world renowned um, Florence Littauer, and her theory focuses on four personality styles. And those four personality styles look at introverted and extroverted personality styles. Now, tonight, you guys, we have a really different segment. Tonight's segment is going to be okay, looks like the wrong one got added. So let me remove that one and add the correct one. Sorry about that. Because I thought when I started recording that, I mean, saying that, I knew something was wrong. Hold on, hold on. I'm sorry, you guys. Just bear with me for a second so I can upload the correct video. Okay, let's see here. All right. All right, let's see here. I apologize for that. Let's get to the right one here. So, Wybitra, how are you? While I'm looking
I'm
for the video.
I am doing amazing. It has been, I mean, a busy but blessed like last couple weeks since we last talked.
Oh, really?
Yes, 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 yes. The real estate market is on fire. Lots are happening. And so yeah, it's been really, really busy, but excited, of course, to be here on this show with you tonight.
I'm so excited for you too. I just hope that we can get the right video up.
Okay. If not, I guess we gotta do it again.
Okay. And maybe that's what we'll end up doing, because for some reason the what I downloaded is not coming up. And I really thought that I had uploaded the right video file. So I'm trying to figure out what is going on here. So while we're waiting for this, let's talk a little bit about what you do and why you do it.
Okay. So I am the CEO, broker owner here at the Home Team Realty Group. And we are, as you said, a luxury boutique brokerage here in Fort Washington, Maryland. And I absolutely love helping making people's dreams come true. And just unlocking like a key to just unlock not just physical doors, but doors to people's next level. And so that includes the people are realtors here with me. That includes people who come into our space that need real estate services. It includes people that I coach, as you said. You know, I do coaching and business consulting for companies, for individuals in companies, both government and private industry. So I do it because I love seeing people win, and I am I know my gifting is growing people. And so I just use it to the fullest extent. You know, they say that if you don't use what God gave you, it's going to go away, right? I don't want that to go away because I love seeing people win.
Well, I think that's awesome. And it looks like I'm so thankful that you were able to come live anyway, because look at the snafu. And so that meant that it was supposed to be live.
It was
Okay.
absolutely supposed to be
So
live.
let's just go with the flow. Okay.
Okay, cool beans.
Let's redo our interview as if it never happened. So tell the people how we met, if you remember.
Okay. Yes, yes. So we met at a conference from my church. It was oh gosh. It was Celeste Owens, the 40-day surrender fast
Healing
event,
retreat.
healing retreat. Yes. So we met there. I was introduced to you by a friend of mine, Myra Lucas, and she introduced me and she was like, you got to meet her. And we just clicked from there.
We sure did immediately. But I also remember even a little bit more than what you're saying. I remember meeting you, like you said, through Myra, but we were sitting at the table talking, and then you happened to mention your daughter was a producer at WJLA. And I said, oh, she needs to get me on television. And I had never, like, my personality is a bold personality style. I'm,
Mhm,
the popular sanguine. And so we're
mhm,
outgoing and we talk to any and everybody and we're pretty bold. But when it comes to my business, I wasn't really that bold because I wasn't as confident at the time. And
mhm.
I said that to you. I couldn't even believe I said it. And you were like, oh, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm a personality trainer and speaker. I said, I'm going to be speaking tonight. Are you coming to the segment? And you said, yeah. And after the segment, you said, oh, yeah, I'm going to get you on. And you did. But not only
That's
did
so
you,
funny because I remember when you brought back up the conversation, I remember it very, very clearly.
and the interesting thing is this, is that not only did you get me on that show, but you eventually contacted me to tell me that somebody you knew had a radio show in DC and they needed a relationship expert. And you were like, are you interested? Yes, ma'am.
Like
And
you
I
said
called,
yes
I
immediately.
did. And you gave the lady my information and she called me like an hour or so later. And this was like on a Sunday night. And she said, well, can you come in tomorrow? I said, I sure can. And so I came in, and when I came in, I was able to, start a segment with her each week. It started each week. I would come in, and then it went from each week to several times a week. That until pandemic hit. So I was
Mhm.
so
Like you
great.
became the main attraction on that show. It was great.
I was so excited that I got the opportunity to do that. But if it had not been for meeting you, right? And you just being such a resourceful person, you were a connector in my mind. And tell people what your personality style is.
So um I am a melancholy,
Choleric.
choleric. Yes,
Yes.
that's my personality. So melancholy, choleric. I always have to remember which way it goes. I don't think it matters, right? Which way it goes or does it? I think maybe it does.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't just depends like is what presents the most becomes your primary.
Yes.
But you can float back and forth between them
Hmm.
based on a set of circumstances. So
Okay.
for instance, if you're at work and you need to be a boss at work, there's your choleric. Your choleric knows what to do, right? If you need to plan something long term or need to schedule things, your melancholy will kick in and do. I always say a melancholy choleric or a choleric melancholy is a employer's dream, but
Hmm.
also a business owner's dream because you can plan as a melancholy and execute as a choleric. Hello.
Yes.
But
Thank
thank
you
you
for
so
those
much.
skills.
I was just so excited that you decided to come on and speak to me about what you do because of our relationship. Right? We developed a relationship, a sisterhood. We're my sister from another mister.
Yes.
You have helped me in many ways. You actually helped my daughter find her first home.
Yes. I
Um,
love her.
she loves you too.
I think we laughed the whole time. Like, yeah, she is so funny.
She loves you too.
Yeah.
So I think that you have just impacted my life, but not only do you impact my life, we're going to be talking about how the personalities impact the community. And so, it didn't just impact my life or my daughter's life, but you impact the community. Tell me about what you do as it relates to the community.
So, what we do is really help people to build generational wealth. We help them to actually get to the thing that they say they want. And some people come to us, especially in our senior community, they come to us and they really just want to know, how do I make this asset work for me? So we're not just buying, selling, moving houses, but we're helping people from the in the on the beginning side of it and the end of it, right? So we're helping you from the beginning to the end. And so that's what we do. I mean, we are truly a one-stop shop. We're supporting people where they are, and I love that part about what we're able to do.
And I remember when we did our interview, you were talking about how somebody came in to your shop and you were able to meet her where she was. So can you talk about a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we had someone come into our space, and she was I think was this a senior lady I was talking about?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so she came, she pulled up, she said that, "Hey, I'm frazzled. I don't know what I have some things that I need to get done." And she just ended up here. We opened the doors for her. We had a conversation. We asked her what does she need? She was like, "I'm 83 and frazzled." And we were like, "Okay." So we just had a conversation, right? And during that conversation, she started talking about everything from her kids to her husband and her brother and all of the things that she needed. But we also got her business done. And she left feeling better than she came. She left better than she came. And
And
she just told us that we're gonna let all of our friends and families and that family, all of my friends and family know about you guys, because we helped her, and it wasn't, it was, she needed, I'm so glad she came to us because she really needed a safe space for to let go of what was happening, but also to take care of business. And you don't always find that. You really
that's
don't.
right. That's right. Especially in this day and age. But
Yeah.
I also want to say that as a melancholy personality, melancholies are very compassionate people. They care about not just their own family and friends, but the world at large. So when you invited her in, it was your compassionate personality traits that drew her in, right? She felt
Yeah.
safe with
Yeah.
you. She
Yeah.
felt that she could be vulnerable and give you information about her that she probably wouldn't have felt that safe about,
Yeah.
with anyone else. So
Yeah.
thank God that she did, she was able to, be drawn to your
Right.
doorstep of any, she could
Yeah.
have gone anywhere.
She
I
could have
mean,
gone anywhere.
and there are real estate agencies all over the
She
state.
passed three getting to us.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she had to be where
Yeah.
you were. You were,
Yeah.
look at God.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at God. Literally. Look at God.
Look,
Yeah.
so I follow you on social media
Okay.
and all your social media platforms. And I know you do a lot for the community. I've
Mhm.
seen you have all kinds of fairs and events and you make it fun for the community. I've seen you out there dancing and having all kinds of things. I know you've had like the 360, all kinds of stuff, photo booth and all kinds of
Yeah.
things at your events and food and fellowship and fun and all those kind of things. So tell us a little bit about what kinds of things you've been doing in the community to impact the community and how you've been able to get the other people in the community involved.
Yeah. So we do a lot for the community. We truly believe that you have to be a community service first organization, right? And the community will serve you back with their business. And so we lead with service. And we at first we educate people because knowledge is power. And we should all be educated on the things that are happening in your immediate, in real estate, all of it, right? So we do a lot of educational events, home buyer education, estate planning, investing, what you name it. We do all of that, right? How to build your business properly doing your LLCs and things like that. Airbnbs, like what does that look like? What does it really look like? How to get there? How to become a super host? Things like that we do. But we also do other things through our nonprofit, and that is We do career trade careers. Our Jacob's Ladder Youth Foundation, run by my husband, is his baby. We do teenpreneur workshops. We do STEM mentoring. We work with other organizations where to help kids have positive law enforcement interaction, kids that might be on the verge of bad, of going in or are already incarcerated. We want to help them get back into the community well. And so all of that's happening in our business complex. And how do you get other people involved? It takes all the personalities to do that, right? And
Right.
so, and so you need the people who are okay with just being in the background. They don't want to deal with a whole lot of people, even though we have hundreds of people come through. We also have people who want to be out rallying the troops, like getting everybody excited about it. And so we basically go from your passion place. What is that you like to do? And let's help you to do that. So I had one lady, for example, who came over to the event that we just had. We just had a statewide community housing fair, the first time a real estate brokerage ever put that on. We had over 250 people, 30 plus vendors. It was amazing, right?
Mhm.
So so she came over and she's one of the tenants in our building, and she said, I want to help you because you helped me. And I was like, okay, so what do you want to do? She said, where do you need me? I said, oh, you can be out here and you can, do be the host for the vendors space. And she was like, what does that entail? And I was like, okay, well, what do you want to do? And so she was like, something that doesn't involve a whole lot of work. And I
Uh-huh.
said, okay, no problem. So I said, how about sitting at the registration table? She said, what am I going to have to do? I said, all you have to do is ask people where they registered already. If they were, you send them to somebody else. Okay. She was like, I got that. And that's what she did the whole day. Like she stayed the whole day. This was from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. She stayed
Yeah.
the entire day and
But
she had
clearly,
time.
clearly she was a phlegmatic, right? Phlegmatics like to be in the background. They don't want to be
Yes.
in the forefront.
No.
They want to make sure that whatever they do is going to be easy.
Yes,
They don't want to work
yes,
hard.
yes,
They
yes.
don't want to be stressed out. They don't want, confrontation. They don't want any of that.
No,
And I think you even
yes.
mentioned that you were trying to get her on camera.
I was trying to get her on camera. So afterwards, right? Because here's the thing, she came to me and she said, this particular lady was, she come to me because she had during COVID, a lot of people took, um, forbearances and things because they were being offered it, right? And people didn't know what that really meant. And so the banks did a 360 on people, a 180 on people, and they basically said, oh no, we're not going to put this on the back of your mortgage. It's due right now. And so now you have a year or 6 months of not paying any mortgage, and because of whatever happened to your life, right? And so she came to me, like, when I say flustered, she didn't know what to do. They told her house was in foreclosure. She was getting all kinds of calls. And so we were able to help her to get to some resources, right? The connecting part to
Hmm.
some resources, and help her understand that as long as she's in a process, they can't do foreclosure procedures. There are over 9,000 properties in Prince George's County in pre-foreclosure status,
Wow.
unnecessarily. And there people don't they wait till the last minute, or they don't know what to do. And so there is a process. So we walked her through that. She came back, and so she came back like maybe a couple weeks before the event, and she said, I just need you to know that the money came. Thank you so much. I'm able to stay in my house. That she won in a lottery. She won this house in a lottery. Yes. So God blessed her all around. When I tell you, I was
Yes.
like, oh my gosh. She said, so I want to help you. That's why I'm here. I want to help you because you helped me.
Yeah.
I just wanted her to say, like, what made you decide to come and help us today? And she was like, oh no, I'm not gonna be okay. No, ma'am, I don't want to do that. The camera, like her whole demeanor changed. And
Yeah.
so I gave her a little script. I told her, all you have to say is, I'm gonna lead you and you can just say what you want to say. And she ended up doing it. She was like, whew, that was a lot. And it was like 2 seconds.
Geneva says that she attended that event and it was
Oh,
amazing.
Hi, Geneva. I'm so glad you came. I'm so glad that you came out. I hope you come back and see us again and we can be of service to you.
Yeah, Geneva does a lot of work in the community as well. She does
Okay.
stuff as it relates to fatherhood programs.
Okay. All
Yes,
right.
so that'll be a really
Yeah.
good connection, especially with Jacob's Ladder. You know, them two.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay.
definitely, you guys need to connect. Sweet Foxy Soul said, "What do you mean by complex? Is it a building, a one-stop safe place?" So she's trying to figure out what
Yes.
that means.
So the Fort Washington Business Complex is a office building complex. So they're like four buildings in the complex, and we do a lot of different things here. So when I say we're your one-stop shop, that means from a real estate perspective, from a nonprofit perspective, from a business consulting perspective, we do all of those things. We even have trusted vendors, like we're your Angie's List. If you need vendors and you
True.
want to make sure that they're going to do right by you, like we have vendors that do right by you.
Yeah, yeah,
And we get no kickback from this. We just do business with good people and they know who we are and how we work with people. And so they are an extension of us.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love that. And I think it's important too, because you did that with my daughter when she bought her house. You helped her with vendors. So,
Yeah.
and it's important because it really does. If people lend their name to something, you have an expectation that that individual is going to represent you well. So
Absolutely.
you're not gonna tell people, go, I go to Karen's, home repair, and Karen's a scrub.
No,
Because
no, no.
Karen's gonna hurt you and your business too.
We don't want no scrubs.
All right, let's see.
Yeah.
I started a nonprofit, Sweet Foxy Soul said, I started a nonprofit for the community and burnt out fast. How do you manage your personality type? I know Sweet Foxy Soul, and she probably has a melancholy personality. So that's a good question. How do you protect yourself from burning out?
Oh, okay. So how do we protect? So we engage other people, right? So you have to engage other people. You can't be a single point of failure in your business, right? And what that means is that you can't be everything to everybody. So you have to be able to build a build enough of a team that can help you in those areas. So
Yes,
because it is working with the community and trying to support the community, it is an emotional process. So you get emotionally drained, you get physically drained. It is a lot of work
yeah,
because the need is great. The need is
yes.
so great.
And the people are so few.
And the people are few. And but well, I would say, you know what, Karen, there are a lot of people out here that say they do it, but they don't really do it.
Yeah,
So if you're grassroots growing up from boots on the ground, it is a lot of work. So how do we do that? We balance it out with other personality types that have skill sets in those areas that can take some of that off of you. And also, we connect to a lot of other nonprofits because one of the things that, from a federal standpoint and getting that designation, they want to see that you're not only doing it as your own silo, but that you're having maximum impact by connecting to other nonprofits
right,
because there are other people that have so many skills, but it doesn't take away what you're doing
right.
because what you're doing is so unique.
That's
So it
right.
doesn't take away from that. But we also take, like, for real, breaks, mental breaks. Like,
Right.
the next 2 weeks, we're not going to be available. We
But
are
in
not going to
addition,
be available, right?
but in addition to that, I think what you said was important, especially as it relates to the personalities, that you have to engage all of the personalities, right? And making sure that you get the assistance that you need. So if you have a role where you need somebody to reach out to people, you want a sanguine in that role, right?
Yes.
Or somebody who's a speaker or a teacher, you
Hmm.
want a sanguine in that role because they're engaging and they draw people in. Or if you want them to lead the troops to
Hmm.
do some things, you want a sanguine in that role. As a
Yes.
choleric, the choleric can run anything they put their minds to. right?
Mhm.
So if you have a project or something you need to have taken care of, you want a choleric in that role. A
Mhm.
melancholy is detail oriented and is looking at every facet of that business. And
Yes.
so you want a melancholy that's going to look at everything and making sure the gaps are filled, and that is anything that's broken, that they're fixing those things or making sure there's allowances for those things, or
Mhm.
that they have the right resources in those positions to
Mhm.
make that happen.
Mhm.
You want, if you have a role that's supportive, a supportive in the background role, where they may just be getting the things done in the background. They don't have to communicate with anybody. They don't have to be out in the forefront, but they're going to get the job done. They're dependable. You can count on them. You want a phlegmatic in that role.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and it's being able to identify those people for those positions that allow you to be, you, as you said, engage them
Mhm.
so that it can take the pressure off of you for having to do everything. What I
Yeah.
want you to tell people too is that, you have a village of people working for you. Like,
Yes.
tell us a little bit of, I want people to understand you a little bit about your history. You started out working for another real estate company.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And then tell me what happened in the time period that it happened in.
So I've been in real estate for 6 years this year. And so I was working and when I was a dual career agent. I was still working my federal government job and decided to get into real estate because my kids were grown and I was like, oh, I can do this because I've been wanting to do it since I was like 7 years old, right? So I was like, oh, I can do that, I can do this now. And we'll talk about why I wanted to do it at 7 years old and how I even remember that. But so I wanted to do it since then. I was working for another real estate company. And then in 3 years, I was going to buy a franchise. I was going to buy that real estate franchise. And things just started moving a little different. And my life coach was like, yeah, why don't you just open your own? And for me, because I had been in government for 27 years, and by that time, I had been pushing boulders up the hill for a long time. I was like, I just want to plug and play. Just give me a franchise. All I want to do is deal with the people. I want to grow people. I want to do what I do best, right? I don't want to
Right.
deal with systems and structure. But so she was like, yeah, I don't think that's going to work for you. I think you really need to start doing it. And my husband was really pushing for that. And so I prayed on it and the Home Team Realty Group was birthed. And this is what I say to people. I have never built a business from scratch until now. Well, I mean, we did our nonprofit together and things like that, but like physical building with people and that I'm going to be overseeing lots of people and hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars and building systems and like a whole like office complex ever. But when I said yes, and it was my best yes, everything I needed was there. So I the way I describe it is like you're running a marathon for the first time and you're sitting there, you've never run it. You don't even know what to expect at each mile. But at each mile, you're given everything you need to go to the next mile.
Mhm.
And that's what happened with us. So everywhere I went, it was like, I don't know how to build systems. Like who? And it was like, here you go. I'm going to connect you to this person. Built my systems from the ground up. Like it's not like any other system. And
Right.
then, right. And then there was somebody else who was like, here, this person can get your security system, your door systems, your key fobs and all that. Oh wow, thank you so much. And then it just kept happening over and over and over again. One of my colleagues that I was in broker's class with, he's like a mathematician, like genius. He was able to help me to build out my network. Like that's what he does for like his primary job. And I was like, wow, like it just all happened. And I didn't even I didn't even have to ask. I just had to step into it. And
Yeah.
so what I say for people who are considering that, step into what God told you to do. Like you
Whoo!
don't have to see the end of it. Just take the step and watch it appear for you.
Preach
And that's
this.
what happened. Like I can't take any credit other than doing what was in the season that is supposed to be done because you can miss that season.
Yes, you can.
Don't miss your season.
I hope my audience is hearing that today, because I know some folks out here, who they need to
Yes.
do it. They just need to
Yes.
step in it. I just think that everything that you said is just right on point, because I think that people do miss their seasons. Even a melancholy can, you being a melancholy, you can really get in your head and overanalyze it and
Yes.
not walk in your season because
Yes.
you're like, okay, is this the right time? Is this what God has called me to do? Is this what I'm supposed to do? When I'm supposed to do it? Who am I supposed to do it with? And I recognize that if you are that personality style, you can get stuck in that space, right?
Yeah.
Of
Yeah. You
questioning
can.
yourself and
Yes.
whether it's the time to jump. And like
Yeah.
you said, you can absolutely miss that season.
Yeah. You don't
So
want to miss it.
no,
You don't
because
want to
guess
miss
what? What God won't do through you because you are not willing or ready to do, he'll do through somebody else.
it. Do through
I'm gonna
somebody.
I can give you a for instance with that.
Give me a for
It
instance.
happened with me. Okay. The Lord gave me a book title. I got the book. I can show it to you to this day. And it was years ago. I got the book cover created by Fiverr. I started, I think I probably wrote maybe a chapter or two. And I stopped fooling with it. And because I just didn't, I didn't know. And so
Hmm.
next thing I know, I'm watching Married at First Sight, which is one of my favorite shows. I believe I should be a personality expert on that show, from my mouth to God's ears and to the producers.
Yes. Yes. You absolutely should.
Right. But Pastor Cal wrote a book and had a program by the exact same name.
Wow.
Marriage Ain't for Punks.
Wow.
And I literally had that years before
Wow.
he came on the show. And the moment he mentioned it, I said, that title's gone.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
title's gone. I said, because I sat on it for years and didn't do
Yeah.
what God called me to do.
Yeah.
That book title was my book title.
Yeah.
Marriage
Yeah.
Ain't for Punks, because it ain't for punks. So
Wow.
I
Wow.
said, congratulations, Pastor Cal. What God couldn't do through me, he did through you.
Yes. 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 But what it did was it encouraged you to move the next time.
Exactly. And
Mhm.
that's why I'm trying to, I coach people, do personality coaching for people. And I tell them all the time about don't sit on what God has given you. I did
Yeah.
a speaking engagement on Saturday. It was talking about personalities as it related to spiritual gifts. And it's a song by Donna Lawrence, That Gift Looks Good on You. I love that song
Yeah.
because it is what God gave to you. You have to give it back to Him, right?
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
compliment to Him when He sees you working in your gifts. And
Yeah.
a lot of people don't work in their gifts. The other
Mhm.
thing I wanted to mention too, the compassion that you bring to the community, right? You have such compassion for people in your
Mhm.
foundation, in your business. When you say you're a one-stop shop, you mean from soup to nuts,
Yes, I
right?
do.
And
Yeah.
it seems like to me, if it's a need and you see it's a need, or if your community says it's a need, you're going to fill the need.
We fill the gap. We fill the
Right.
gap. We
And
are
so I
true
love
gap
that.
fillers. Yes.
Right. And I feel so confident that if I refer somebody to you, that they're going to be taken care of because of your reputation, right?
Yes.
How you
Yeah.
treated me, how you treated my daughter.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things that people don't always get when they're
Mhm.
in business or
Mhm.
in ministry or have a foundation. They don't always recognize the fact that especially in business, you're not selling a customer.
Mm-mm.
You're building a relationship.
We're building relationships. We're building so many relationships because, like you said, like even for you were talking about like it's an extension of you. So if you were to refer somebody to me for anything, it is going to be important to me that I make you look good. So not making me look good, but I got to make Karen look good because she referred this person to me. So I take really big care. I take that so seriously. Like we do not take it lightly that people choose us for whatever that service may be, whether it's through our nonprofit, whether it's through our for-profit business, whether it's being a tenant in our business complex. Like you are treated like family, and I love the having the opportunity to be able to do that, because it is an extension of you, of whoever sends them your way.
Yeah. And I think the other thing too, with as you as a melancholy, people trust melancholies. They
Mm,
trust because melancholies say what they mean and mean what they say.
yes.
right?
We do what we say we're
And
gonna do.
cholerics will tell you the truth, not always in love, but they'll tell you the
Mhm.
truth. But
Mhm.
people trust melancholies because melancholies do care about them, right? And because people trust you, they're able to jump on board for whatever project or event or whatever you got going on. They're willing to just say, "Yep, I'll help you with that. No problem."
Yes, yes, yes.
Now,
You
and
get
not
it back tenfold. You get it back tenfold.
right, and not every personality people see that way. Like for a
Right.
sanguine, I'm a sanguine.
Mhm.
People see us sometimes. It depends on how we operate, but sometimes they'll see a sanguine as blowing smoke up your skirt.
Do they really?
Yes, because we want you to feel good about yourself, so we always saying nice things. I remember this guy I worked with years ago.
Uh-huh.
He used to say, "Oh, hey, I just love you. You're so wonderful. You're so terrific." And I was like, "Oh, he just makes me feel so good about myself." Till I start hearing him tell it to everybody.
Oh no.
So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes we have the tendency to blow. We may mean it, but we
Yes, yes.
still, you know, it's over the top. So people don't always trust us because of that.
Uh-huh.
Because we just seem like we're just saying it to everybody. You know,
Mhm.
with the choleric, a choleric, most people are swayed by the fact that they're very accomplished, and that they're at the top of their game.
Mhm.
But cholerics, if they're operating in their weaknesses, can take you for every dime you got. So,
Really?
yeah, yeah. So it just depends on, the influences that you have and how
Mhm.
you show up in business.
Yeah.
The phlegmatic, if phlegmatic is so laid back, they seem disinterested. They seem like they don't care about you or your business. They don't care if you come to work, don't come to work. They just don't care. Because what they think is everything's gonna be okay. Don't worry about it. You
Right.
don't come to
Right.
work. Oh, okay. We'll hire somebody else.
Mhm. Mhm.
But every personality has their strengths and their weaknesses as it relates to anything that we do, right?
Mhm.
So tell me, are there any personality styles that you find more challenging than others? In what you do, whether it's business, the foundation, the community, whatever.
So probably more so the phlegmatic, because they like I feel like they can cross over in all these different personality styles. So you're not sure what you're going to get some days. So it's a little bit more challenging, but I feel like once they see what the structure is and things like that, you can get them to come in, but they many times have more of I wouldn't call it negative, but they have a very pessimistic view of life, and I'm more of an optimist, right?
Yes.
And so they have a different view. Like it's like what I'm seeing is, is it really going to happen, type of thing. So those make it a little bit more difficult to bring people along and get them to see it. They got to see it first. So, for
Yeah.
example, for this event that we had, I have 53 realtors that work in our company. Only 22 decided to participate. Um, but now that the others have seen it, they're like, when is the next one? Right. And so I'm like, whew, that was a big event. We'll probably do that once a year.
Right.
But so sometimes you kind of miss the boat because of
Yep.
those personalities. So I've learned to allow them to be who they are, and I keep my energy and they keep theirs, right?
Right.
And then
Right.
but allow them to operate in their gifts, because eventually they
Yeah.
come along. You'll see what they're good at, and you're able to like just allow them to shine in their space.
Yeah. I love that. I think that your personality is one that can assess what you need and what
Hmm.
somebody can offer you, right?
Hmm.
And you know how to put people in the places they need to be because that's what a melancholy does. Melancholy says, okay, she's good at that. He's good at
Hmm.
that. Let's put
Hmm.
them there. Let's do this. So you're able to do that. And people feel good about that because they're able to operate in their strengths, right?
Yes.
But you also have the ability to see what people need to be challenged and you help them get the challenge that they need in their work so they can grow. So I
Yeah.
just think it's amazing that your business has grown. I think we started out by talking about you were working for another agency. And I remember because I was there teaching personalities to what,
Yes,
eight
yes.
agents, right?
We
Eight
had 8
agents.
agents, yes.
And in just a few years,
In starting in literally like 2 years, a year and a half, I grew to 50, over 50 agents.
over 50, that speaks
Yeah,
volumes.
yeah,
That speaks volumes. People want to work with you because they can see that you are a mover and a shaker as a choleric. They can see that you got your stuff together as a melancholy. They can see that they see that you're compassionate and that you care about them as employees because you brought
yeah,
me in when you had 8 agents, right?
yeah,
And so
yeah.
you cared about your agents, but not only your agents, but your co
Yeah,
workers,
yeah.
their agents.
Yes,
You
yes, so
invited
they
them in.
came in, yep, I invited the
Yeah,
whole company, like, it wasn't just we're very inclusive like that, so if you are coming to our space, like, people treat you like you've been here forever. They just do. Like when I tell agents who join us from other companies or just other places, new agents or whatever, I tell them it really doesn't matter whether you're fresh off the showroom floor or whether you were born first into the organization. You would never know it because nobody ever asks you. They're just like,
right.
"Hey, how are you? Welcome," and that's it. Like nobody ever asks, "When did you join?"
Wow.
Nobody cares. They
Yeah.
just want to support each other, and that is the difference. Our culture is incredible, and I guard it like a mama bear.
You really do.
I
I mean,
do.
you really do. And you're so supportive of your team. I see you on social media. I told you I follow you on all your social media platforms. I see you showcasing all of your agents and their exciting accomplishments. You celebrate them. You train them. You make sure that they have everything they need to be successful.
Yes,
And I
yes.
just think that is amazing. As an entrepreneur, like you are a rock star.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Really?
I love what I do. I really all parts of it. Like
Yeah.
real estate can be very taxing. Of course, as Sweet Foxy, is that how you say it?
Proxy.
Sweet Foxy Soul said, like burnout is real. Like this is one of the highest this business is one of the highest stress, fastest burnout businesses in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you really have to know that you want to serve people from a heart space because you're dealing with so many different personalities, so
Yeah.
many.
Yeah.
And so once you learn them, and I mean, I'd encourage everybody to take your personality training because once you learn them, you get to see things differently and you're able to deal with people differently as they come, right? And not
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh, that they're so awful, they're so mean or whatever. Not really. Like it
No,
really is just their
it's
personality
just different.
style. They're just different,
Right.
and different is okay. It takes
Yeah.
all of us to build what we do. It takes all of us
That's right.
to we're like a melting pot of amazing. So
Yes.
everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, and so and your weakness is only what you don't work on. That's
Right.
all.
That's
And
right. And
your weakness can absolutely become a strength if you decide to work on
absolutely.
it.
Absolutely can. And if you have a strength and you take it to the extreme, it becomes a weakness.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it does. It
Yeah.
does. It
So
does.
it's just like me, my a strength for me is being able to talk and communicate. But when I talk too much, it becomes a weakness, right?
Mhm.
If I over communicate, it becomes a
Okay,
weakness.
over communicating,
Yeah,
yeah,
over communicate. Like
yeah.
for instance, if I'm at an event and it's a bunch of us and I'm talking, nobody gets the chance to listen, I mean, say anything. I always say to my sanguines, um, if you already know what you're thinking, so if you're quiet, you can learn something from somebody else because you already know what you think.
Mhm.
But
That this is
when you're
true.
right, when you're quiet, you learn.
Yes,
And
this is
so
true.
sometimes we just have to be quiet. I
Yeah.
just think I'm so grateful that you decided to come on the show. I'm so grateful that you popped on early because I definitely had a faux pas. with the, with
Yes, yeah, no problem, like, I think it was even better, so, yeah, I
yes,
think it was
I
even
agree.
better this
I
way.
I
Even though
agree.
y'all, I'm not like, I don't have no lip, I don't have no lip on. I'm not,
You're
I didn't come
beautiful.
TV ready, but listen, you just got to show up as you are and be authentically yourself. And so I'm big on that. So I'm okay being on camera with you
Well, you know what they
this
say.
evening.
You gotta stay ready, so you have to get
You
ready.
got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You got that
And you
right.
look beautiful.
Thank you,
If that is not ready, I want to be not ready all the time. But I'm
thank you
just so
so much.
excited that you were here today. Also, I think that the work that you are doing in the community is amazing. I think people need to know more about the things that you do. What do you have coming up on the horizon?
So on the horizon, we have um, we have our summer passport camp summer passports coming up for the community, and that's gosh, I think it's like 4 weeks, 6 weeks. It's all summer that Jacob's Ladder is doing for kids, and so they have all kinds of programming happening for that. So you can check out Jacob's Ladder Youth Foundation and see what's happening over there. We also have a book bag drive coming up in August, I believe. And so that's coming up as well, where we're giving away 300 book bags and supplies to help kids and help families, kind of defray some of the costs of going back to school. Everything is more expensive now. So we're doing our part
Yes.
there. I'm also doing a business owners class, and that class is going to be helping business owners to make sure that their businesses are stood up right from the beginning
Oh, I
in
love
the proper process. And we're going to be talking about how to build business credit. So I have a whole lineup just for the business owners, the entrepreneurs, and those who want to be right
it.
business owners, just to make sure you're done right, because we get a lot of people that come in to our space, and they are looking to do things, but they're not set up properly. So they once they realize what's needed, they just ghost us. And I'm like, wait, we can help you set that up. It's okay. Like, don't be
Don't ghost
afraid.
us.
Don't be sad. Because here's the thing: we have people who have been in business for years, but they can't even get grants. They can't get all these things because they're first asked, do you have a website that is public facing and not just a landing page? Do you have LLC docs, not just your articles of incorporation, but do you have an operating agreement in place? Like, what does that even mean, right?
Right.
So people are in these businesses, and I call it, and they're making a lot of money, but what I call it is hood rich. And the only reason I call it hood rich is because I was hood rich.
Yeah.
My stuff was not set up properly,
Yeah.
until I learned how to do it. And so when you're that way, when you are not able to work your business anymore, your business doesn't work for you. And so you
Hmm.
want to make sure that if something happens to you, God forbid, and you're not able to put your hands and feet on your business, that your business continues to run in some capacity. There's standard
Ah,
operating procedures in place. People can come and pick up where you left off and keep that thing going, right?
gotcha. Gotcha. So
So
that's
that
hood rich because hood rich, as
yeah.
long as you working it,
Yeah, it's
you're
happening.
rich.
You got all kinds of money, all kinds of
Gotcha.
things going in, but that money ends with you.
Yeah.
It's not.
Gotcha.
It's not generationally. Nobody else can pick it up or touch it. Nobody our beneficiary is on your bank accounts.
Right, right,
None
right.
of that. So it stays
Wow.
with you. And
Wow.
so that's why I call it hood rich, because it stays right in the hood, under your hood, under your hood. And so we're doing a whole series on that this fall. It's free to the public. It's I've done it for my agents already, but it's free to the public to come in and just learn. Even
So
if you think you have it all together, come in, learn. Because here's the thing: maximum effect is we teach you, you teach somebody else.
right, right, right,
Because we can't touch your whole sphere of influence
right.
at
Gotcha.
all.
My girlfriend calls it case in a joint. Come and
Case
steal
in point.
everything.
Come and still have case in the joint. Come taste the joint. I am okay with you case in the joint. Some people aren't don't like that, right?
Right,
Don't
right,
come in and try to take my stuff and everything. Listen, this ain't nothing new under the sun. We
right,
just teach you. We just have a really good ability to be able to transfer that knowledge, because some
right.
people have knowledge and they don't know how to transfer it.
That's right.
So
That's
we help you transfer that knowledge, and we want you to share it with other people. Like,
yeah.
we want our community to be better, much better. We
Yes,
are missing things on the front end, and we're missing things on the back end. We
ain't
got
the
that
truth.
middle. We got
Yeah,
that middle going, but the front
right.
end and the back end we're missing. So we're working through those things. And so lots of things. So follow Jacob's Ladder Youth Foundation. Keep up with what's happening out there and all the upcoming events there. And of course, me at the Home Team Realty Group, and the Real Y Consulting on Instagram. And Facebook is just my name, Wyvitra Jordan. So follow us out there, and you'll be able to keep up with everything that we have going on. And yeah, give us a call. Like, if you have any questions, we are absolutely excited to be able um to help you with that.
So can you put in the chat all the other, I put in the Jacob's Ladder Youth Foundation. Can you put
Uh-huh.
in all the other ways in the chat so people can get it? And I'm just so excited about everything. God has truly blessed you in so many ways because you have been a blessing, right?
Yes, for
And
sure.
it's funny because I was just reading something this morning and it was talking about being a blessing and
Hmm.
passing the blessing on. And that is what you have really been pretty much talked about this whole hour, is about the fact that you have been blessed and you're
Hmm.
passing the blessing on, and you want other people to take that blessing and pass the blessing on.
Yes,
So I'm
ma'am.
so grateful that you decided to join me today on Personality Speaking. Is you're going to put
I
in the
can't. So I don't know how to do that. I don't have a
so
bar
why
to
Beecher
do it.
Jordan is your Facebook?
Yes.
All right, so Facebook, and I'll just go back in later.
Yes. I can't. I can only get to the private chat. I can't get to the
Okay,
public chat for whatever reason. It
okay,
won't let me do it.
I don't know. I'll have to probably figure that out on this end.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's your Facebook, is Facebook Y Beecher Jordan. And
Yeah.
what was, did you say you had a website or no?
Yes, it's THT
THT
realtygroup.com.
LT. Okay, right.
Group.com. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
And then you can also follow me at the Real Y Consulting.
At the it's
Real.
it's AT at
And
the
no, it's the at sign. This is on
okay.
Instagram. So on
Oh,
IG.
that's your Instagram. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Hmm.
Instagram is at, say it again.
The Real
Uh-huh.
WYE Consulting.
WYE. I know that's right. I love it. Again, thank you, Wavitra, for joining me. I'm so excited that you were able to come live tonight and save the show for me.
I'm so glad I was still here, because I was about to, pop off. I thought I would just get on, and do the chat on. And I didn't know we were going to be live, but I'm so glad I was still here too.
Yeah, I definitely knew
Yay.
I was going to be live throughout the whole thing. When you asked, I popped you on there to see, hopefully to see, um, you see you on here. But when you said, "Are you live?" and I popped you in, you was like, "Okay, I'm on."
I'm here.
That's what I
Yeah.
love. You went right with the flow. So
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you,
Yes, ma'am.
Wadija, for joining me on Personality Speaking.
And
With
I,
Go ahead.
yes, no, I was going to say, I'm going to be in touch with you because I need you for the next boot camp in July.
Oh, definitely reach out to me. I was thinking about you today, and I said we have to connect. So I'll make sure we do that. I'm out of town right now.
Okay. I'll give
But
you the date.
okay, awesome. I love you. Thank you so much. Tonight, next week's guest is Dr. Sandra Rice Harvey, and we're going Hardy. I'm sorry, Hardy, and we will be discussing nurturing personalities, self-care in marriage or ministry. Let me just run her little video here real quick. I'm excited that I'll be seeing you guys hopefully again next week, where we meet for Personality Speaking at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time weekly. And good night, everybody. And thank you again, Wabitra.
Good night. Thank you
Bye.
so much for having me. Bye bye.
Love you.
Bye, everybody.